and to create local jobs, as well as to deal with the environmental crisis and lowering greenhouse gas emissions. They passed an excellent program called Green Jobs, Green New York a little over a year ago, and we're going to speak to what's happening at the local level and what needs to happen at the state level to truly realize the potential that this very innovative state program allows. We all know that we have serious crises. We have economic crises, we have environmental crises, and we have energy crises. And the low-hanging fruit is literally figuring out how to make our homes more energy efficient. It can do a lot of things. In the southern tier, if we were to engage in some really robust campaigns, we can create over 2,000 jobs just in the southern tier by providing homeowners access to capital so they can make improvements to their homes. These are jobs that can't be outsourced to China or India. These are well-paying jobs that support our local contractors. It reduces the carrying costs for our homeowners, reducing the amount of money they send to the utilities, and providing more income that they can put into our local economies. And most importantly, it's also helping deal with our climate change, and would help the city meet our commitment to greenhouse gas emission reduction. So you can clearly see that this is the kind of initiative that has economic, social, and environmental benefits. So what exactly is happening at the local level? Well, we've been working with all of the partners you see here for the last 2 years through the Binghamton Healthy Neighborhood Collaboration, as well as the Green Jobs Committee as part of that collaboration. So we have our educators, we have our workforce institutions, we have community groups, we have labor groups, and we've been trying to figure out how exactly do we create jobs in this area in the energy retrofit business. And we realized through our experiences that we need 3 things. You need a trained workforce, you need sustained access to capital, and you also need strong consumer demand. And I can't believe I forgot that, because the one thing I wanted to bring was an article that the Press and Sun Bulletin published about a month ago. Retrofits popular in Tompkins, but lagging in Broome County. We realized after a couple years that we could train our local contractors, we can open up jobs, but if the demand isn't there, they finish this training at the end of the pipeline with nowhere to go. And so we've been working the last 6 months with Cornell Cooperative Extension's community groups to put together a really aggressive education and outreach campaign so we can connect homeowners both with the benefits of home energy improvements, but also make them aware of a lot of the resources that are now available at the state level. And what we're doing is this week, City Council will be considering a contract that we've put forth to work with Broome Cornell Cooperative Extension on emulating an extremely successful program that was developed and implemented by Tompkins Cornell Cooperative Extension. So our contract with them is going to be $160,000. The city is making an incredibly strong commitment to this effort. We're really excited to be working with all of our partners on that effort. And just to speak briefly to that, the Energy Leadership Program, I want to ask Adam Flint from Cornell Cooperative Extension to come up and say a few words.
Thanks, Tarek. Before I talk about the program, I do want to thank the City of Binghamton on behalf of Cooperative Extension of Broome County for this really strong show of commitment on behalf of this community to doing something that we really need to do and do quickly. A few words about the Energy Leadership Program, which I will be coordinating. This summer, the first class of students from Broome Community College and Binghamton University will be going out to the homes of leaders from across our community, leaders in the private sector, public sector, nonprofit, around the town, to do 2 things. They're going to do a educational process and energy walkthrough, not as professional or as complex as what you've seen here. And they're going to show the homeowner how they personally can benefit. Let's say, for the sake of argument, the leader in question is Dave Bradstreet from Cornell Cooperative Extension, the executive director. So they're going to go into his home and they're going to do some tests and they're going to do a report for him. The second thing they're going to do is they're going to say, you know, if you and other leaders around the community can get together and figure out ways to make this a really high priority and talk it up with your neighbors, your colleagues, if you people working for you, with the people who work at your institution, and get them engaged, get them to learn through you how you have been able to save money personally, and then talk about the things that Tarek mentioned, the fact that we can create lots of new jobs here that stay here. We're going to have lots of money that's not going out the windows and doors literally into energy costs being reinvested here. And you're going to have a big saving in greenhouse gas every year. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're involving all of the partners you see before you, plus Binghamton University BCC students. They'll be doing this all summer, and we're going to do several courses of this over the next 2 years. And it's my hope that after demonstrating the real economic and environmental benefit of this work, that we'll be able to continue to do this for many years to come. Thank you.
Oh, am I?
What was interesting is that as we were working together on developing the Energy Leadership Program, we also learned from the state that as part of their Green Jobs, Green New York program, they committed some funds for outreach and education. And that request for proposals was actually released by NYSERDA in December. So we realized this was an excellent opportunity where more than just committing the $160,000 that the city's doing for the Energy Leadership Program, we could literally tie this in together from Tompkins to Broome and develop an entire outreach plan for the southern tier. So we're looking to benefit not just city homeowners, but homeowners and property owners throughout the entire southern tier. And we did submit an application with a large consortium with Public Policy Education Fund as the lead applicant for almost $300,000. So literally $500,000 will be available over the next 2 years for this education campaign. And I think it really positions the city and the southern tier at the front edge of this movement in the state. And to speak to that, we have here Councilwoman Leah Webb, who's also an employee of Public Policy Education Fund.
Of course, it messes up when I go to step to the podium. Good morning, everyone. I've been a partner with the Binghamton Healthy Neighborhoods Collaboration since its inception, and I'm truly impressed with how it's grown over the past few years. All of the partnerships that both previous speakers have mentioned really are instrumental in moving this initiative forward. One of the things that we're looking to do is to increase the demand, and by doing so, increasing demand, letting homeowners know, and also renters know that these programs are available to really help them save on their energy costs. It's a mutually beneficial program for everyone. Also, in our current economic climate, you see astronomical statistics about the unemployment rate, and so this is something that is going to create jobs that are local, that can help our local economy, and so it is a win-win for everyone. One of the ways in which we're also trying to expand this, and again by increasing the demand, by educating everyone what resources are available, but also increasing the number of contractors in the area as well. Especially MWBE contractors is another priority within this initiative, and so it's really exciting. We have several ideas. I know the Public Policy Education Fund has been doing an energy efficiency program for the past 20 years to help people who utilize oil to heat their homes. So this is a great partnership between the city and all the partners that are here today. Thank you.
See how this is all coming together, right? So those are two, the Energy Leadership Program, as well as the Lighten Up Southern Tier outreach plan through the NYSERDA outreach. The third thing that we're here to talk about today is perhaps the missing piece to launching an incredibly successful program here in the state. And that is Green Jobs, Green New York was created with about $112 million from Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative pay to pollute proceeds. Certainly all of us commend the state for this effort. Again, it's kind of a leading model in the nation. But there's one catch, is that they're still providing, or they're still not offering a very unique and innovative financing tool that would allow homeowners to take advantage of this process, that would truly drive the demand, and more importantly, it would allow for the leveraging of up to $5 billion in private capital. Now, what exactly does this mean? It's called on-bill financing. It's a piece of legislation that's been introduced both by the Assembly and the Senate this session again. It is what's going to make this program very successful. Homeowners right now, they have to take out a personal loan through the Green Jobs, Green New York program, And that's something that right now, not everyone has access to the capital, not everyone has excellent credit rating, and so it truly is limiting the amount of work that can be done. On-bill financing is a very innovative and simple mechanism. What it says is that the Green Jobs Green New York will pay for the home improvements up front, and then the homeowners actually will pay back through a line item on their utility bill. Every month they make a payment. So if the savings each month is $100 in energy costs, they're paying back $90 through their utility bills. So they're still saving money. And the best part about this is that we know that the economy is a bit unstable, that if someone were to leave because of a job loss, they don't carry that personal debt with them. The payment then is picked up by the next homeowner because the benefits they're accruing the benefits. It sticks with the home. It's an incredibly innovative, successful tool that's been used elsewhere in the country. In Babylon and Long Island, they have a very similar financing mechanism. They've done 300 homes in 2009, 300 homes basically from scratch, and they are saving, and this is documented savings, over $1,000 a year for homeowners that go through with this process. So clearly this is a way that the state can meet its commitment to Green Jobs Green New York and really show a commitment to job creation, to helping homeowners save on their energy bills, and to helping them also meet their climate greenhouse gas reductions. So to speak on some of those issues from the other end, from the private sector, we have Pat Dundon here, who's the owner of Insulation Man, who also set up the equipment outside, and he can talk to you about how the private sector is really supportive of these efforts as well.
But the on-bill financing, I don't know if you understand what Tarek said, but if you have that process in place, a person actually spends less after the work is done than did before to run their house. You're actually spending less every month than they were before they did the work. So it's very hard to say no to that. And if they don't stay in the house, if you're an elderly person, you think you might sell your house in a little while or move out of the town for some reason, the bill stays with the house, so it's not your debt to pay going future. If you're a buyer of a home that's already had work done, it's been tested, the states have looked at the job to say, does it make sense or not? It's not something I just made up. It's something that Albany actually looked at and said, this makes sense, let's invest in this job. And when the job is done, you're paying less than you would have if you didn't have the job done in the first place. So even as a buyer, you're looking at it in good shape. So it's really, it's going to become a very big demand grower for the business. That means we need to hire people to do the work because we don't have enough right now to do that many jobs where we can take on that big demand. And there will be more people setting up companies too around doing the same kind of work because it just makes sense. It's available, it's money, it's something that you don't walk away from.
Okay. Thank you. And last here at the lineup, we just have one more, and then I'm going to do some final comments to make sure that you know some of the folks here if you want to follow up with them. We have want to thank the homeowner here, Christian Harris, who committed his space and hosting us here. I think it's important to also hear from homeowners about why they proceed with this kind of work. Christian?
I already had plans essentially to upgrade my home and do repairs, and obviously I want to get the best bang for my buck. And essentially having the front side of this, the energy audit, and kind of aligning the particular jobs that would be most fruitful just makes sense. It's good for the neighborhood, it's good for me as far as cost savings is a huge part of this. And to be able to have the on-bill potential and avoiding the huge hurdle, the upfront costs, is just a tremendous benefit as well. So in the long run, to reduce the carbon footprint, which is the overarching reason behind this, to benefit me as far as cost savings and to beautify the neighborhood are all big reasons for me to support this a whole 100%.
Great. Thank you. And I think we're just going to finish with that, is that you know, there are over 1,000 mayors that have signed the U.S. Mayor's Climate Protection Agreement. And it's not simply because they want to address the environmental crises we face, but they recognize that in doing so, they're also providing an immediate solution to our economic crisis. This is about job creation. This is about reducing utility costs for homeowners and small business owners. And so across the state this month, there are events like this happening all over. In Buffalo, in Syracuse, in Rochester, in Albany, and Long Island, because we have all of the tools right here in our communities. And the last thing we need is for the state to move forward smartly with on-bill financing